What I ask them, for instance, is I say, why are logical contradictions not allowed? I can tell them why they're not allowed according to my worldview, because logical contradictions amount to lying, and God tells us not to lie.
But an atheist doesn't have that to stand on.
That's right. They say that logical contradictions are not allowed because they violate the laws of logic.
Huh.
And I ask them, well, look at the laws of logic. They're universal, they're not made of matter, and they do not change. Interestingly enough, the God of Scripture is universal, he's not made of matter, and he does not change. Now, according to the atheistic worldview, we live in a world that's only made of matter and is constantly changing. How do you get universal laws which forbid contradictions in a worldview like that?
Wow.
It just doesn't happen.
What about when people say the laws of logic are man-made? How do you answer that?
I hear that all the time because people don't want to admit that logic comes from God. So they have to say, well, man-made logic. What I ask them is I say, if man-made logic, could the universe have both existed and not existed at the same time and in the same way before man showed up?
Because it would be dependent on what man decides.
That's right. If man showed up and changed the nature of the universe, that would be absurd. And if they say, no, man didn't change the nature of the universe, then they can't even know if they exist. And that's absurd, too.
Dude, that's deep.
Man, that's
so what you're saying is, okay, so when somebody says, hey, man created logic, that means man could continue to create logic.
That's right. If they say that, man created logic at some point, I could get a whole bunch of Christians together and say that everything that the unbeliever says is illogical. If we get enough people to agree on it, then the majority say, atheism or unbelief is illogical. They wouldn't accept that. They would say, well, wait a minute, man doesn't make logic. Logic must come from somewhere else.
What do the atheists say? When you use this argument and show them they really do believe in God because they use logic, and logic can only be accounted for in the Christian worldview. What's their response to this?
Well, I have to tell you, they don't like it. And you have to be really careful because it's a powerful apologetic. You have to use it with gentleness and respect. Because if you go into their worldview and start trashing the furniture in a loving way, mind you, they're going to be upset with you. You do it lovingly, but you're not defending your faith anymore. We know what we believe. We're attacking their worldview in a loving way, but it's devastating to them.
It's bringing the bulldozer to the foundation.
Just watch the reaction to these videos. They're not going to like it.
I find that fascinating because everything you believe hinges on the way you act hinges on your worldview. So when you take away the idea that, look, you can't be an atheist, you are a believer. You're just suppressing that. When you take that away from them, whoa, man, I'm praying for you guys. Your worldview is in shambles. It doesn't make sense. That's kind of harsh. So just a little warning to you Christians out there, like Si was saying, feel free to use this apologetic. And man, I'm telling you, there's some great stuff in the book. Find it online. But be careful. It is a sharp, powerful weapon and needs to be used in love. Well, thanks for chatting with me, man.